All right, let's dive into the 2025 State of the Union address. This wasn't just your typical policy speech. Now, this was a declaration, a claim that America is in a new golden age. So, how did they build that case? We're going to unpack the whole thing, from the big economic claims to the really sharp political lines drawn right there on the floor of Congress.
And it all kicked off with this one incredibly bold statement. Think about it. Right from the get-go, the message was clear. This is the golden age of America. That wasn't just setting a positive mood, it was framing everything that was about to come.
So, how do you sell a golden age? Well, the strategy here was pretty clear, a classic before and after. On one side, you have the inheritance, a nation supposedly in crisis with a bad economy and chaos everywhere. And on the other, the turnaround, a complete transformation, a booming economy, and, America being respected again. This contrast was literally the blueprint for the entire speech.
Okay, so first up on the agenda was the economy. This was positioned as Exhibit A for the whole turnaround narrative. The speech laid out this whole list of economic wins, basically arguing that the nation wasn't just saved from the brink, but was now, and I'm quoting here, roaring like never before. And a huge piece of that economic puzzle? Inflation. I mean, that's what everyone feels in their wallet, right? The argument was that after inheriting sky-high inflation, the administration wrestled it all the way down to a 5-year low of just 1.7% by the end of 2025. But, 1.7% is just a number. To make it real, they used an example everyone understands: gas prices. The speech specifically mentioned seeing gas for $1.85 a gallon in Iowa. That's a powerful image, meant to show direct relief for regular families. Then you've got the stock market, which is a big deal for anyone with a 401k or a pension. The speech touted 53 all-time record highs since the election. The connection was made very explicit. This market performance is directly boosting your retirement savings. And check out this comparison on foreign investment. It's pretty wild. The claim was that the last administration brought in less than $1 trillion over 4 whole years. But this one, over $18 trillion in just 1 year. The message was unmistakable. The world is betting big on the U.S. economy again. All right, so the turnaround story wasn't just about money. The next major theme was all about securing the country. We're talking about the border and projecting American strength around the globe. And to back this up, they hit the audience with some really powerful stats. They claimed the strongest border in U.S. history, a massive 56% drop in fentanyl flow, and get this, the largest single-year drop in the murder rate ever. Those are some big claims. When it came to foreign policy, there was this really dramatic reveal of something called Operation Midnight Hammer. This was described as a swift, decisive military strike that completely took out Iran's nuclear weapons program. It was framed as a crucial action to keep America safe. Okay, so beyond all the numbers and policies, the speech used a really interesting and powerful tool. It was all about storytelling, creating this clear narrative of American heroes versus their adversaries, both here at home and out in the world. So how do you tell the story of a whole nation in one speech? The answer, it seems, is you put a human face on it. The narrative shifted from just what was done to who it was done for, and, just as importantly, who was standing in the way. And a big part of the night was spent recognizing the people sitting right there in the gallery. You had decorated soldiers, a 100-year-old WWI vet, even an 11-year-old flood survivor and her rescuer. These weren't just guests, they were symbols of the American spirit. And this is where the personal stories got tied directly to policy proposals. Every guest had a story that connected to a specific issue. A waitress named Megan represented a push for no tax on tips. An IVF patient, Catherine, was the face of a new drug cost plan. This made big, abstract policies feel very, very real. This whole strategy of drawing lines in the sand really came to a head with one single sentence. The president then looked out at Congress and asked everyone who agreed to stand up. It was pure political theater, happening live for everyone to see. And you can bet he noticed who didn't stand up. The response to those still in their seats was instant and sharp. It was a direct rebuke from the podium, basically turning a policy difference into a question of shame, a very confrontational moment. And that wasn't a one-off thing either. The same tactic was used earlier when talking about the economy. He called out the Democrats by name, saying every single one of them voted against massive tax cuts. It was another one of those moments designed to draw a very clear line between us and them. So, after painting this picture of a great turnaround and drawing those very clear battle lines, the speech shifted into its final phase, a direct call to action for Congress. This was the legislative to-do list. The big one on that list was the Save America Act. It had three main parts. 1, you have to show a voter ID. 2, you have to prove you're a citizen to vote. And 3, a major crackdown on mail-in ballots, except for very specific cases. And it didn't stop there. The speech also called on Congress to do a few other things. Make a specific drug pricing program permanent, ban Wall Street firms from buying up single-family homes, pass an insider trading act, end sanctuary cities, and fully restore funding for Homeland Security. And the whole thing wrapped up not with another policy point, but with a grand vision. The closing idea was that the American Revolution from 1776 never really ended. It's still going. It was a powerful way to frame the present, arguing that America's golden age isn't in the past, it's happening right now. A pretty powerful note to end on.